Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe and all of that good stuff. So the Anthony Joshua vs Pulev undercard is now starting to take shape. It's been announced today that Martin Bakole will fight Sergey Kuzmin on the undercard, which in my opinion is a great fight. And Hughie Fury is going to be fighting the durable veteran gatekeeper, Mariusz Wach. Now that fight, not the greatest fight in the world. It more than likely won't be the most entertaining fight in the world, but quite frankly, this maybe is the sort of fight that Hughie Fury needs right now. I'll get into that a little bit later. But firstly, Martin Bakole versus Sergey Kuzmin. I actually really like this fight. Both guys have identical records. Both guys are 15-1. Both guys' only loss comes to the same guy in Michael Hunter. And ultimately both guys are on the comeback trail. Martin Bakole has successfully returned. He's got a few wins, including a stoppage win over Mariusz Wach. However, Sergey Kuzmin hasn't fought since he boxed Michael Hunter, so Sergey Kuzmin going into this fight has been rather inactive. But, on paper, this one should be a pretty fun fight. This fight actually was supposed to happen a lot earlier. I believe this fight was originally scheduled for the Dillian Whyte versus Povetkin undercard, and the fight fell through due to Sergey Kuzmin having personal problems. But now it's been rescheduled. I'm pleased to see it. I've actually already made a prediction video for this fight. You can find that on my channel. But I have to say, I am actually second guessing my prediction, so more than likely I'll actually make another prediction video for that fight and delete the original video. But yeah, ultimately I really like that fight. Both guys naturally are quite aggressive, both guys can bang a bit. It's going to be interesting to see who can impose their will on the other. When you compare their defeats to Michael Hunter, you would say that Martin Bakole was more competitive with Hunter, he landed more shots. However, he didn't show the durability that Sergey Kuzmin showed against Michael Hunter. Kuzmin, while he was soundly outboxed, he was always trying, and he never looked like getting stopped, and he never looked like he wanted out of there. Whereas Martin Bakole, he was looking for a way out after a certain period of time. Ultimately, when you see both fighters, when I see both fighters, I believe Martin Bakole is naturally more talented. He's got greater punch volume, greater punch variety, but I'm not convinced that he's as tough a man as Sergey Kuzmin is, and maybe Kuzmin can drag him into a war and potentially drown him late on and stop him. I think this fight's a really intriguing one, to be honest. And yeah, right now, I'm really on the fence about it. More than likely, I'm going to delete my original prediction video, like I said, and redo it. Because yeah, I'm just kind of up in the air about it right now. In regards to Hughie Fury versus Mariusz Wach, now, in terms of being a fan-friendly affair, more than likely this is going to be a points fight. It's going to go the distance. More than likely Hughie Fury winning. Like I said, Mariusz Wach these days is pretty much a gatekeeper. He's a very tough dude, a big man, a strong man, but he's seen better days, and ultimately Hughie Fury should have enough to outpoint him. However, although a lot of people are actually moaning about this fight, and I see why, I totally get it, the thing with Hughie Fury is the guy's had step-up fights against the likes of Povetkin, the likes of Parker and Pulev, and in my opinion, he's not been ready for any of these fights. Hughie Fury's got this habit of fighting complete no-marks and then jumping up to world-class level without fighting anybody in between, and as a result, he's ill-prepared for these sort of fights. In reality, Hughie Fury should have been fighting the likes of Mariusz Wach a little while ago, because when you look at Hughie Fury's resume, what's the guy's best win? Sam Sexton, Andre Rudenko. These sort of fights don't prepare you for world level, whereas Mariusz Wach, he's been around, he's experienced. If Hughie Fury wins this fight, in my opinion, it would be his best win. So yeah, I think this is the sort of fight Hughie Fury needs right now. He needs a couple of fights at this level and then gradually step up. None of this yo-yoing around, fighting the no-mark, and then fighting the world-class opponents. You've got to be fighting the guys in between those levels, and while Mariusz Wach is well past his best, and he's certainly not the fighter that he once was, I think it's an okay fight for Hughie Fury at this stage. Right now Hughie should be fighting someone like Mariusz Wach, someone like Gerald Washington, guys in and around this level, and then providing Hughie wins against Mariusz Wach, I think the ideal fight for Hughie would actually be the winner of Martin Bakole versus Sergey Kuzmin. That's the route I want to see from Hughie Fury personally, because like I said, the matchmaking for Hughie in his career thus far, in my opinion, has been pretty poor. The guy's shown great willingness to fight good fighters, which I appreciate, but, you know, at the same time, in between that, he's not really had the right learning fights, and I think Mariusz Wach right now is more than likely ideal for him. And after that, then take a step up. Not to world level, but a step up. Like I said, the winner of Sergey Kuzmin versus Martin Bakole would be ideal in my opinion. But yeah, I think the card for Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev is now starting to take shape. Of course, Lawrence Bakole is fighting Krzysztof Glowacki on the card. That fight is for the vacant WBO cruiserweight title. A lot of people hate Lawrence Bakole due to his style, but in terms of the actual fight itself, I think it's a good fight. You know, it's clearly Bakole's hardest test to date, a big step up. I'm looking forward to it, believe it or not. I think that's a good fight. And yeah, hopefully we get another big fight added to this card. I've heard a lot of talk about John Ryder versus David Lemieux. I think that would be a great fight for this card. And if they were to put that fight on the card, I would actually buy the pay-per-view. There would be enough there for me to deem it worth my money, to be honest. So yeah, I think this card is coming together well. And yeah, man, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy, peace.